Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, Milana Balada. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through a series of different plant choice. I'll be repotting some established plants as well as potting up some imports and cuttings. And towards the end of the video, I'll show you guys an exciting update on what I've got going on with my monstera albo. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, stay tuned. Alright, so here are the updated living conditions for my monstera constellation. I think it's going to do a lot better in these conditions. I used to have this potted up in a 7-inch terracotta pot with really chunky aroid mix, and it was drying out every freaking day, and I was getting so annoyed having to water this so often. You know, also it's summertime here, so you know, mix that in with the dry conditions of, you know, the substrate and whatnot. This thing is bound to just dry out as often as possible. So I just am really happy that I was able to repot that in here. It's gonna do a lot better here. But I put a little bit of sphagnum moss at the top. I don't know if that's gonna stay. I just thought it looked cool, but I don't know if it's gonna stay like that. But yeah, that's it. Constellation officially repotted. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna check out the roots on my claronerium just to see what's going on. I haven't checked out the roots in a while. Even though it's in this clear pot, you can't really see the roots. The roots just, they're just not there yet. So let's like look at the roots and see what's going on. Oh wait, I think I see. Yay, okay. Nothing crazy, but you see right there, that white, focus. It's not gonna focus. Focus, it's not gonna focus. It's not gonna focus, but that white right there, that's a new root emerging. Anyway, and then this is the old root, this big long thing, and it's kind of dirty. I don't know, it's not really doing anything, so I don't know, but I got a new root, so we're good. This is the smallest claronerium you'll ever see probably, because that always happens to me. This was a full ass plant at one point, whole bunch of leaves, doing well, thriving, living life, and then I gave it root rot. It died. It essentially died and came back to life. But when it came back to life, it started putting out these really tiny leaves. I hope it stops happening. Like, I really hope now that it's in my exo that it'll look like how it looked before, because this is crazy. I should be using a potting mat. but my potting mat is currently not functional right now. Anthurium forgetty white stripe. It's been in here for a week. That's how I like to deal with imports, is I like to keep them in water for a week and then transfer them over to moss. And then from moss, they'll go to soil. Anthurium take forever to acclimate. They do. It's harder to acclimate them. So that's what happened with my claronerium. When I gave it root rot, it's because it shipped to me in sphagnum moss. I didn't put it in water. I let it chill for like a day or two, and then I put it directly into soil. So I didn't let it acclimate, and then it got root rot. And now I'm basically starting from scratch. For the longest time, I was afraid to collect too many anthurium because I thought I was just gonna waste my money. Like they were all just gonna die on me because I just didn't understand them. But I get it now. And I'm here to tell you there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, I made some very expensive mistakes, and that's why I'm here to tell you don't be afraid, but learn from my expensive mistakes. Okay, we're gonna put this in moss. I just also noticed that my forgetty has a new leaf. Look, right there in the middle. This little thing right here. I don't want to break it, but that's a new leaf. And this new leaf emerged out of nowhere. There's probably gonna be a smaller leaf because a lot of these are small. This is the only big one. But it emerged out of nowhere after being in my EXO for literally for like a few days. Like it has to be like, I think I set up my EXO on Thursday. Today's Sunday. So yeah, 3 days, crazy. Awesome. Anthurium forgetty and Anthurium claronerium. Which one do you guys like better? I like them both. But anyway. By the way, these bottles are really cool and helpful for watering, specifically for watering my plants in moss. They're not really that good for watering soil because the water pressure, like it doesn't it's not that great. So, and to penetrate soil, you're gonna need a little bit more water pressure. So I would recommend using this only for your moss propagations. Cool. A quick update on my monstera albo. In a separate video that I posted, I showed you guys when I first got it, when it first arrived to me, and I was unboxing it, and now I just want to show you what it looks like about 2 weeks later. So this is what it looks like today. I decided to go ahead and cut this plant into 2 separate plants. This is more of a chonk or a wet stick, but luckily it already has roots, so that's why I felt kind of confident in making that big chop. And then this is the main plant, and it's got a few roots of its own, as you can see, which is another reason why I felt confident making the big chop. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it. So I went ahead and I put a little bit of cinnamon powder at the cut site, and I'm just gonna let these callus over for a little bit longer. They've only been callusing over for about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer before I do anything next. I do want the both of these to root in moss for now. Maybe soil. I guess I don't know yet. Maybe it's time for soil. We'll see. But again, these are just gonna callus over, and then at the end of the video, I will show you what I do with these. But for now, let's get into the repot. So the first plant I'm gonna be repotting is my Anthurium crystallinum. So this is one that's been acclimating for a few weeks now, probably like close to a month now it's been acclimating. As you can see, there's a new leaf. I love Anthurium leaves or new leaves because they always come out super small and red, like reddish, but then they end up looking like this, so it's kind of cool. So yeah, this is the first one we're gonna be repotting. And yeah, let's just start with this one and then I'll introduce the next one. So I'm gonna be repotting it into a 6-inch clear plastic container. I love the clear ones because you're able to see the roots, obviously. So we're gonna get into that. I have my soil mix. This is the nice and chunky soil that I have prepared myself, just using some stuff I had around the house. So yeah. Okay, so quick pause. I'm noticing a little bit of rot on these roots. That's okay. It's nothing that's crazy, at least because I caught it so soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop off some of this rot first, and then we're gonna go ahead and pot it. So yeah, 1 second. Okay, so I went ahead and I just cleaned off the roots a little bit more because they were starting to look a little crazy. So we're good, we're back, and we're gonna keep the repot going. Okay, so that is it for my crystallinum. Yeah, and I think it looks pretty good. All of the roots are nice and tucked away in there, which is really important. So yeah, crystallinum, Anthurium. Cool. All right, next plant is the Anthurium villanorum. So yeah, same deal with this one. It's just been in water for the past month, and I'm ready to just get this into some soil so it can live out its best life. Okay, so big change in plans. This is what is left of my Villanorium's roots. I went to town. I cut off a lot of roots, and that's because they were all like mushy, and it was almost like the state before root rot. So I kind of did a preemptive sort of manic sort of cut, and I just think that this is going to be the best thing for the plant. So yeah, so change of plans. I was going to pot it up into a 6-inch pot because it had roots, just not good ones, but it had roots. But we're gonna switch it up for this little bitty one instead. And it's a clear one with plenty of like drainage and arid. So this is gonna be good. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is, instead of soil, this is gonna go into moss, because this is officially, it's officially like rehabbing almost, even though it still looks good. And it has a new growth. Yeah, but technically it's in rehab. So I'm gonna get some moss, and we're gonna put in moss, and we're gonna be done with it. That's it. Okay, so just going back to my crystallinum real quick, I'm gonna just top the top of the soil off with some, well, I'm gonna water it first, and then I'm gonna top it, the top of the soil off with some moss, just to like keep that moisture. But we're gonna give it a drink first. Okay, so just to show you the finished look, this is the Villanorium, all packaged up in moss and ready to go and chill somewhere where it can get light and really start to acclimate. I'm a little nervous that with switching it from water to moss and cutting off its root system in between, that this one might be a little shocked. So I'm just trying not to do too much to it right now. So I'm just gonna put it, I'm not gonna put it in my XO, even though I really want to. I'm just gonna put it in like a nice bright area where it can get like natural light. So this is what it looks like. All right, and this is what the Anthurium crystallinum looks like. It's just in soil, and I topped it with moss for some added moisture, new leaf, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna do well, but time will tell. So I didn't chop off too many roots off of this one, so I'm hoping that this one doesn't experience too much shock. So yeah, again, same thing. Before I put it in my XO, I'm just gonna leave it out in the open to get some natural light and to really just chill, since it's been through some stuff today. All right, so now we're gonna move back to my albo. I've decided it's calloused over for about an hour now. And so now I'm going to put this in moss. So I have my moss back here, and then I'm just gonna put it in one of these nice clear containers. And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna hope for the best. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just like kind of nervous. It's a little nerve-wracking because I have had multiple monstera albo at this point in my life. Like this one is like my third albo actually, and I don't know. I just don't want to harm it or to do anything that's gonna make this another waste of money. So I don't know. It's just better not to think that way, I guess, and just to hope for the best. That's her. Just chilling in moss right now. And then I think I saw a root. I don't know, you cannot see that, but there's a nice little root growing on there. Oh, anyway. So that's it for this half of the plant. Again, don't want to shock it too much, so I'm going to leave it out in the open. But then we have this half, and I was really wanting to put this one in soil and put it somewhere else, like in my exo. So that could be a cool experiment. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do soil for this one and just kind of put it on, like on top so that this part sticks out. I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. All right, and that's it for this one. It actually kind of makes me want to pot this one in soil now. I don't know. I guess it's better to be cautious though, because this is the main show, okay? And then this is sort of like the side gig. So I'm gonna give both of them a quick drink. I think I might only leave this in here for like a week or two, maybe like 2 weeks, just to keep an eye on it, let the roots grow a little more. And then I'm gonna put it into soil. I just don't wanna do too much to it yet. So I'm gonna give it a drink and then we're gonna put these away. But yeah, I'm really excited, kind of nervous, but I literally said a prayer, so I think we're gonna be okay.